And what you don't want to do is wait for God to spin the block on you for your turn again. Okay? When we are disobedient and we know it, because a lot of it is us processing. So we get in this emotional state because you really can pick it up and keep moving, right? But then we get in this emotional state. And again, God, I gave it to you last week. You didn't post it. Now this week you see somebody post a message, you're like, I had that in my notes. But I told you to do it. So we just get him, just do it scared, do it afraid, do it small, do it big, just do it.
Hello, and welcome to the Brand Big Podcast, where we highlight and platform female founders and the bold, innovative, and genuine stories behind their brands. I am your host, Jonatta, and today I have such a special guest with me, very, very special friend of mine who I happen to meet on Instagram. So, business friends, find you somebody on social media that you know is rocking and rolling with you. We had never met, still haven't met in person. However, this female founder is taking the coaching industry and the marketplace by storm, and she is empowering women all over the states to continue in the realm of their passion, their purpose, and to do all that God has set at their hands to do. And she is none other than Coach Jasmine Stokes. And so I want to tell you a bit about Jasmine. So, Master Life Coach Jasmine Stokes is a master of all things, but her love is empowering women entrepreneurs to their greater level, juggling the hats of wife, mother, retired corporate bae, entrepreneur, author, speaker, intercessor, and friend. Coach Jas has learned the dance and balance of self-care and grind. Founder of the Greater Me Consulting, Jasmine has led initiatives focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion, ensuring that all entrepreneurs have access to resources and support systems that cater to their unique needs. With providing life coach certification to over 90 women in 3 years, her dedication to fostering an inclusive and supportive environment has earned her recognition as a leader in her field. With over 8 years of experience with learning and development, 20 years of experience in corporate America, and a bachelor's degree in business management and finance, Jasmine is well versed in identifying communication and accountability strategies for focusing on the development of one's strengths and ultimate wins. Jasmine's goal is to help other startup entrepreneurs with their faith walk, mirror experiences, entrepreneurial journeys, and foundational structure, and to truly see their greater self. So I introduce to some and present to others my sister, Coach Jas. Welcome to the podcast, Jas. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's something about getting your bio ready. Like, is that me? That is me. Okay, that was pre-AI too. Okay, I tell you, that was pre-AI. Okay, like
yes. We love it. We love it. And we're so honored to have you on the podcast today. It is going to be an amazing conversation because I know my sister, right? Like I said, we've never met in person.
Never.
But the vibe is there. The Holy Ghost, right? The fire is there. The energy is here for the glory of God to just exude throughout this conversation. And so it's just going to be amazing. Jas, I've given our audience the more formal introduction, but will you tell us who is Jasmine Stokes?
Who is Jasmine Stokes? So y'all got the formal introduction. I'm gonna say Jasmine Stokes is truly a servant of God with a goal every day of job well done, my good and faithful servant. I look to please him every single day, not just when I leave and get to glory, but every single day. And so, with that, as she said, my greatest titles or roles in life would be a wife and a mother. I am a committed daughter to my parents. I am a big sister I have one biological sister, baby sister, but I have many, many sisters in the spirit. And I am truly, y'all, a Black woman going before trailblazing to make it easy for other Black women. That's it.
Come on. Come
Yeah.
on. You are
Yeah.
making it easy for so many women, right? I've seen the testimonies. I've seen the coaches certification graduations. I've seen the women come, and I haven't been in the room yet, but I've seen the videos of the women crying, the tears falling, the tissues out, right? And just the beautiful and powerful experiences you provide and curate for women in the space of business. Girl, you top notch, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Top notch. And
Thank
I
you.
know God is getting all the glory and that
Yes,
he is
all the
super
glory.
proud of you. So
Thank
proud of you.
Thank you so much. All the glory.
Yes.
We've been we gotta meet in person too. Are you in
Me
Chicago? Are you
too.
in Chicago?
No, I'm actually in North Carolina, but Laverne and I are connected because that's
Okay.
how I found out about you. So
Okay,
shout
we
out
might
to
connect.
Laverne.
Okay, so I gotta get to North Carolina, period. Okay. I got to get there. And shout out to Laverne. That's my baby.
Yes.
So me and Laverne got certified together. So talk about
Yes.
how it all intertwines. We actually were in the same certification class.
Wow.
We graduated in March of 2019. Well, end of February, March of 2019.
Okay. Okay.
Um, so that's how we were able to just meet, connect, collaborate, continue to build.
Wow.
And if we go to starting the business in 2019 to the things that you've seen, the certifications, the conferences, I just want you to know none of that was a part of the startup plan. Okay, I was supposed to get this certification and coach people one-on-one, and it was
Yeah.
supposed to just be a side thing, what I naturally do and did.
Yeah.
And when you say yes, okay,
Ooh.
right there,
Talk
when you say
about it.
yes to God,
Yes.
yeah, his plans are not our plans, right? His
No.
ways are not our ways.
No.
And so where I am today, when I say I had no idea that this is what was happening, no idea.
My
Yeah.
God. Let's flow into that because we normally start out here with going through the background and all the things, right?
Mhm.
Take us to where you first knew that this was something bigger than Jasmine.
Ooh. Okay. So in order to get there, okay, I gotta rewind. January 2015 is when I gave God my first yes. Okay. Um, I I was married previously at the tender age of 23. I was divorced by 26. Me and my ex-husband, we co-parent well. We have Layla, my oldest child. Um, and through that, it was just like, okay, who am I and what do I do? In those times, I would have visions of speaking on stages and things like that, but I didn't understand it then. Um, January 2015 is when I told God yes, and I said yes to his will, no to my will. And that sounds good, right? We all yes, 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 but you have no idea what that means, okay? And when you say yes to his will, there are some things that you desire and you want that doesn't go with his will. And so we have to be careful because you don't want to you got God's perfect will and then you have permissive will. So that's why we say, yes, Lord, to your will. And so at that time, I submitted fully to God. I was celibate for a while. Not a whole lot of bit like a lot of people. I have to tell the people the truth, okay? I like to be honest. I was celibate. My focus was truly God, my daughter, and my career. Catch that, my career. Still don't see any of this. I worked for a consulting company at the time, one of the best companies I've ever worked for. That is where I grew very quickly. That is where I've seen six figures. And so I worked for this company. And what happened was I did all of the training and I went to these different cities every week. And so they were going to put their headquarters in Nashville, Tennessee. Okay. And I go into this room, y'all, this meeting room. And so they're trying to figure out, how they're gonna build the office and all this. And I was like, I'll go. And I was like, who gonna go to that? You don't know nobody in Nashville. And they were like, you'll go. And this was God. This had nothing to do with me. And I'm like, I'll go. I don't even know what that. And so in giving God that yes in January, I started, I would shut down on Tuesdays. I would be in heavy devotion. There was a new tongue that was spoken. It was a new relationship with God. All right. And again, I'm documenting it because I'm journaling, but I still don't fully understand. My husband slid in my DMs come March, And we had past history in Chicago when we were younger. I went away to school. He went away to the service. We both got married. We both had daughters in our marriages. We both got divorced in 3 years, y'all. And the first thing my husband says to me in the DM is, do you want me to protect you? Okay. I had this little squirrel problem. So for my single ladies, don't be ignoring your DMs. Okay. If your Boaz comes in your DM, but he hopped in a DM. So from there, we started talking, and I was moving to Nashville, and guess where he was stationed, y'all? Nashville. He was still in the service, and he was in Tennessee. Now, online, he was in Okinawa, Japan. He was only showing those pictures, but I had no idea. So even in me telling God, yes, he had it all lined up. You think you're going to go with just your daughter, but I got your husband there. This is where you're going to build, right? So the company moves me down, and they sell the company, y'all. So it was only God that, I'm going to get you here. He knew what they were doing, and they knew what they were going to do. Sold the company. And so the business here, my husband speaks into me one night, and we're talking, and he's like, babe, you should really do this. I'm like, boy, bye. Okay. I thought only Iyanla Van Zant was a life coach, right? I don't know no other Black life coaches. Let me just keep it real with y'all. I thought that was a celebrity thing. I was like, boy, bye. Because I'm working for this consulting company, and I'm going to keep it real. I'm good. I'm comfortable. I've climbed this ladder. I'm making the money I need to make. I'm working remote. It's flexible. Who complaining? Not me. So he's like, babe, you need to do this. Y'all know when you speak things, here comes everything in the feed. Life coaching, life coaching, life coaching, life coaching. So I went ahead and I'm like, I got certified through 365 Consulting Group with Dr. Karen Ratliff. We went to high school together. So I was like, okay, I got certified. And again, this is just going to be, I'm going to do this on the side, talk to my clients. I didn't even realize, y'all, when I published my first book, I didn't even realize how big that was. It was literally like, okay, I did this. This is what is going to help people with through this journey. And so to answer your question, when did I know it was bigger than me? It was in that first year. So I got certified in March 2019. I dropped the book in May 2019. And I went to Houston. I was looking for ways to just move the book. And so I was looking for vending opportunities. But I went to this event in Houston, and she had the vendors get on the microphone. And she said, come explain your product. And when I got the microphone, one, everybody's at my table to buy everything, but they were trying to figure out why I wasn't a speaker at that event. And that opened up another door for me. That was like, speaking is a part of the business. So then I started to pitch myself for speaking. And when the pandemic came, my coach, Dr. Karen Ratliff, she was like, I had built so much in the business in that year. She's like, we need to take it to another level. You need to be a master. You need to do these things. And guess what, y'all? I was like, oh no, I'm busy. I'm busy at work. And I told her, no, I did not take it up. She was like, and she's a prophet, very heavy in the spirit. And she's like, Jasmine, I understand that you're saying you're busy and everything, but this is something. And I'm like, and so God used the right people around me to see even what I couldn't, because real talk, I was comfortable. I was really complacent. Like, this is enough. Not even realizing that this was my true purpose. I train, I talk, I teach. I've been an armor bearer. I've been an intercessor. These are things that I naturally do, right? And if we can be honest, because I naturally do it, God, are you going to let my gift make profit? I'm just supposed to do the gift and just do it, right? Yeah. So your gift makes room for you, and it does make room for you financially. That's why it's the gift to sustain you.
This episode is sponsored by FBTS. Hey, female founders and YouTube friends. In addition to serving as the host of the Brand Big podcast, I am also the founder of FBTS, an innovative branding and design agency. And so what we do is we humanize brands. And in humanizing brands, we empower female founders, startups, and corporations to authentically connect with their communities and increase their marketability. And so as my free gift to you, I want to offer you a 15-minute brand consultation where you and my team can sit together and discuss how we can help you do that very same thing. View today's show notes to learn how you can sign up for your 15-minute complimentary brand consultation. And now, let's get back to today's episode.
Ooh. Yeah.
Ooh, sis, that's a power mic drop moment right there, because so many people, when they are building in business, especially us as kingdom entrepreneurs, Christian entrepreneurs, right? We start to think and wonder and doubt ourselves, even when God already created in us everything we need to go out and build and to be wealthy. He said he gave us the power to get wealth, meaning the ability. And so if he gave that to us, why wouldn't we go out and make the money?
Why?
Why would we hold back?
Why?
And so when you said that, it also made me think of something in just walking us through your journey, right? Dr. Myron Golden, who I'm sure our listeners have heard of, right? He is a phenomenal kingdom business coach, and he teaches biblical principles all day long. And he will teach it to those who are saved, unsaved, right? The just as well as the unjust. And he talks about how there are 4 levels of communication. And so the highest 2 levels are communication and imagination. And that's where the wealth creation begins to come in. And so God had to literally walk you out of the unification where you're working for somebody else, then the managerial level where they're sending you out to be a voice for their brand, right? And at the same time, he's showing you like, come on, journal this, document this, because I need you to see what I'm doing. And now you've gone out and you've built the brand, right? You got up to the communication level, you were sharing news about it, but now you at the imagination level. You at the highest level of the 4 levels of value.
It's heavy. I can't even tell you how heavy. I literally looked at some pictures of my first trip to California to lead a training. I said I was going to share it on social media. You're going to make me share it today. And it was literally training camp.
Wow.
What he was going to have me do. And when I say I tell people all the time, and he had to make them sell that company because I'd have never left. When I say I'd have never left, the best company I ever worked for, I still talk to the CEO of the company. Like, I would have I was like, why y'all doing this to us? Like, it was y'all the best. Okay. I would have never left that company.
God had to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah, he did. He made them sell it. I was like, why would you do? He sold it. So then I went to the next. They sold that company. Where was I when I launched the business? Because I had my son 20. Okay, right. They sold the company.
Okay.
I had my son. So then I was with we got acquired. So I was with that new company. Okay. And it was cool, but I didn't love it. So he allowed that love for work to decrease while he was building up the greater me.
Exactly. Yeah. And you were all the while becoming the greater version of Jasmine for other women to begin to see the example, right, of Jesus through you. And now they're able to, I love how you have the mirror experiences at your conferences and you bring those women to actually see themselves as God sees them.
That's the hardest part. Right. The whole, the book, my first journal was about how I came through to choose myself for God to choose me, which in return, that's how my husband chose me. That's how my kids choose me every day. That's how this business chooses me. And that mirror experience, true accountability in your healing is when you get in that mirror, and it's not to play victim. It's not what my mama, daddy, granddaddy. It's not what they did. Who are you? Right? And what are you doing in the patterns? And then when you get in that mirror, beginning to see ourselves how God sees us. How many seasons, if you really take a step back, did you shy away from the mirror? How quick, when you get in that mirror, you just get yourself together and you go stand there for a minute. And I've had women, it's crazy that you said that, because I was like, I'm not going to bring that back this year. And I was like, it was some women that could not get up to get in front of the mirror. Okay, it was some that literally had to walk out of the room like you had to give a minute to process, because I can't, because it was instruction before, but they could not get in that mirror and speak to who God created them to be.
Ooh, 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 ooh,
Right?
ooh.
You and I know there's some times we've been in the mirror, but we ain't seen ourselves.
Oh yeah.
I just get myself ready and I'm gonna go on about my day. No, stand right there for a minute.
Exactly. Look at
Take it in.
yourself. Yeah.
And
Oh,
yeah.
that's so good.
So that mirror experience is true accountability, true growth, true development. You got to be very self-aware, right?
You
And
do.
that's my ladies, anything you want to do when you coming out of singlehood, you want to be married,
Mhm,
you raising your babies,
mhm,
moving on your jobs and
mhm.
business, you're gonna
That's
really have to
ooh.
know
Look
you.
out so much
Whew.
that you didn't even know was there, or you thought you were done with. But God is like, no, you didn't let me process you. The dealings of the Lord didn't address that. Because like you said, we walked away too fast.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's good.
Ooh,
That's done. Come on, and it's good, and it's good, it's bad, it's ugly, it's pretty. I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. You
that's it.
start, that mirror is you start to deal with your heart. Okay, it's
That's
not
it.
just the seeing of you physically, but you really start to deal with with the heart.
That's it. That's
And
it.
yeah, so yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
you know
so
what?
good.
I'm gonna tell them when I pull it out. Like Jonatta said, I needed to bring back the mirror. They're gonna be like,
And
take
I'm
that.
look, you had to put me up on video because I'm gonna have to come next year. But
Yes,
you have to
I mean,
put me up on video. I'm gonna say yes, women, y'all need to do this. I did say that. Yes.
it's back. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. And I wanna, before we move forward, I just want to stop right there for a second because in society, right, and especially in the marketplace, in the online marketplace, because it's growing, it's booming. In every industry, we as Black women and women of color, Hispanic, all of the things, we've been manufactured to not even think about ourselves. It's do this for them, do this for them, serve them. And yes, that is the model of Christ, but
Yeah.
Christ never called for us to be lacking self-awareness. He never called for us to be neglecting ourselves. We can't present our bodies as living sacrifices if we first don't even care about our bodies.
No, but let's go here. Love thy neighbor as you love thyself,
That's it.
right?
That's
So
it.
you can't even love the neighbor till you love yourself first.
That's it.
And that's what, we, of course, we all have been brought up to, don't be selfish and
Mhm.
put everybody before you and do. And especially, like you said, women of color, all we know is everybody else. It's even to the point we tell ourselves, if my family is good, I'm good.
That's
If,
it.
it's always this. And it's like, but is that really?
Exactly.
Is that really it?
No,
And when we make that shift and we do put ourselves first, when you take care of you well, everything streaming from it will be well.
there's a flow.
It's a flow. And it's
Mm,
a hard thing too, because many of us spent so many years not. Again,
exactly.
that was the I choosing me going through that quiet time, that solitude. It was really learning how to come to the forefront, how to allow God to
Mhm.
truly speak to me, begin to shape and mold me, and to be okay,
Yeah.
right? To
Yeah.
be at the forefront of that line. To then, when I got okay, my daughter was okay.
Ooh.
Okay, it was like everything, and I catch myself, y'all, because again, I got more years of not than I do. So I
Yeah.
catch myself when I get back into that pattern of, you at the back,
Come on.
you got to come back to the front because all this, you start to feel it. It's like, what? You at the back.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, we could go so many different ways with that right there. I don't want to get stuck here, but it just reminds me of the garden experience. How
Mm.
when we are caught up in, I don't want to be at the front. You can't build a brand. Let's put this out here and
Woo!
put this. You
Come on.
cannot build a brand and be at the back. You cannot. Your personal brand, your company's brand, your podcast brand, you have to show your face. Your voice has to be made loud.
Mhm. Come on.
You cannot be the one who's always pushing. I've done this. I've been guilty of this for decades. Pushing everybody else, clapping for everybody else, sharing everybody else's content. Girl, you go. When
Come
all
on.
the while there's a little bit, a little part of you that's like, man, sis did that. And I'm not jealous, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There are some who have that spirit of jealousy. Let's not neglect
Come on.
that.
Yes.
But for the most part, those of us with our right minds and in sober
Mhm.
minds, right? We're not jealous, but we're like, man, she did it, so I could do it. Or God told me to do it too. But
Let but
I
I'm
ain't
gonna
think I could.
I got to rewind a
Woo!
few things here, okay? One, let me tell y'all something. What happened was with that company, they started to say I was the face of their company.
Woo!
And I use that a lot. If I could be the face of theirs, if I could brand theirs, I became the face of their company that the next companies that I work for came to get me to brand. Okay. So, how do you not brand for what I gave you? That's
Come
one.
on.
Two, one of the things you just said, when I came out with my I Choose Me book, I'm a part of She Wins Society. It's a women's like networking group.
Okay.
It's not just a coach thing, sisterhood. The
Okay.
founder of that group, we're very close, Andromeda. She was like, do you know God gave me something to do for I Choose Me? And she sat on it. And here I come, introduced to Instagram, and I'm all in the time feed. So
Ooh.
hear you say that, anybody listening, God is going to get it done by any means necessary.
That's it.
He wants to use you, but if you don't do it, he's not going to allow it to be held up.
Ooh.
To go to somebody else. And what you
Yeah.
don't want to do is wait for God to spin the block on you for your turn again.
Come
Okay?
on.
When we are disobedient and we know it, because a lot of it is us processing. So we get in this emotional state because you really can pick it up and keep moving, right?
Yeah.
But then we get in this emotional state. And again, God, I gave it to you last week. You didn't post it. Now this week you see somebody post a message, you're like, I had that in my notes.
That's it.
But I told you to do it.
That's
So
it.
we just get him, just do it scared, do it afraid, do it small, do it big, just do
That's
it.
it. That's
Right?
it.
Do it raggedy, do it professional. Just
Go
do
back and perfect it later.
perfecting. When I came out in the world, okay, and I hate because this is the branding guru, y'all. So raggedy because I didn't
Yeah.
understand that part of business. But I
Right.
learned, I tell everybody, learn while doing.
Yeah.
You'll
You
grow
have
as you go. I
you
ain't
have
raggedy now, okay? Like you look
no.
me up now, it's
Listen.
buttoned up. And I keep
Listen.
I don't delete anything. And in my
Right.
class, when we go through websites and all that, I show them. I said, but guess what? Even as bad as it looks, we know that
Mhm.
it still made impact.
Come
It
on.
still made money. It
Listen.
still did what it was supposed to do.
Listen.
So it was a whole lot in that, y'all. But at the end of it, it is truly being in a relationship with God, listening to Him and
Yeah.
doing it.
That's it.
We just want Him to give us, when He gives us instruction. Unfortunately, God don't give us the 1 through 10. He'll be
No.
like 1.
Yeah.
He'll be like, and then what's after
Woo.
that? Do it.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
we trying to get to 5, and he like, wait, you ain't finished 1,
You ain't finished.
girl. Okay.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
That's so good. So, so good. And to see your brand maturity, if that's even a
Mhm.
thing, right?
It's a thing.
There are
Oh,
levels to this. Look, I just made it up, but
got
there are
trained.
levels to this. Yes, yes. Look, let me call my attorney. But I've seen you grow so much, sis, and you've built it's beyond an empire. This is a mountain that the Lord has called you to be upon, the mountain of business. He's giving you, like, you know how mountains have little peaks and little parts to them. He's giving you a part of that, which is big. It's not small at all. And these women are coming to you and they're getting empowered and they're seeing how you've done it.
Mhm.
And they're able to, you know how there are awards for standing on the shoulders of giants?
Mm.
Like, if I ever have an award show, you're gonna be one of them because women are able to stand on your shoulders. And like you mentioned earlier, you're making it easier for them to step into the coaching space,
Yes.
and not have to figure all of these points out. And what do you do this? And when does this happen? And how do you make your first sale? All of these things that you had to go through. And yes, you've had help, you've had mentorship, right? And coaches and things. But some of it cannot be taught. It has to literally be prophetically caught And so
Ooh.
they're coming in to receive all of the nuggets and the wisdom that you share. And then they're able to run forward with it. Like I literally, when I was preparing for this interview today, I saw you handing out, like you hand out the certificates virtually or physically. I saw you handing out orders like they do
Mm,
in the military. You handing out orders and they march.
that is when I say y'all, she in the spirit, and y'all know she's in the spirit. You won't have to second guess that. Um, I go back a lot to even see my own growth, right? Because again, like I said, I started, I'm like, I'm gonna just do this, and it became this. When it came time to do the certification, so to what you were saying, what happened was I started, and it was all this. You got to figure this out yourself, and people were gatekeeping, and you ask a question, I mean, down to, hey, how do you print a spiral note, how do you print a spiral journal? And people are afraid to, baby, we ain't got the same thing, right? Like they afraid to tell you, oh, just go over here to Lulu or what, whatever to do it, or that's, giving, learning, the mistakes I made, the investments, right? I talk about this a lot, y'all, trying to buy myself into rooms and spaces. And, God just continued to show me, one, you got to show them how to do business with me. Okay. This is what I'm calling you to show them how to do business with me. A lot of it has been women that of course know God, but rededicating their lives and their time. So while it's much bigger than business. And I was telling sis before we started, the business tasks are easy. It is the relationship and the walk and the faith. And so even with my coaches that graduate with these coaching boxes, one of the things God has me do is pour oil as they sign up for each class and begin to cover and pray over them. And so when she just said me giving out marching orders and things like that, this year I finally built a team. And that came through trust and me really embracing what God has for me to do. And the team is nobody that I personally grew up with. These are women he sent to me in the coaching realm. That again, if you don't get moving and if they don't get moving, we can't do what he has for us to do. And so just you having that vision and saying that and me seeing the women that have been impacted. We talking women, some have graduated high school, some have not. Women that have been abused, women that have, been to jail, women that have just done all kinds of things that they all have a separate lane. I have a coach that really helps in the mental health space. Her son committed suicide. That's not my testimony, and I never wanted to be, y'all. And she's out here helping these young children and these parents understand in those disconnects. And so all of us, we are created to create, to impact. Everybody has a purpose. Okay? Everybody. Tap into yours. Okay. I don't want yours and I hope you don't want mine. I tell people all the time, it's some shoes. You have to look at people. I want, no. They paid for that. And I ain't talking about money. The oil costs. And baby, she paid for that. Okay. To do what she's doing today, she had to lose her baby. And not to tell a story, but she didn't just lose her baby. She untied him. He took his first, last breath in his mother's arms. So when we look at people, to what you're talking about earlier, and we can, and because that spirit of jealousy can creep up in any of us. Let's keep it real. It can creep up when it's quiet. When you are very consistent, it's quiet, and you feel like ain't nothing working, and it's working because they're watching and things are happening. And the worst thing you could do is look over and think, oh, I want this or this is that. Nothing comes overnight. Anybody you see putting that work in, they putting that work in. And it takes a little bit of time because God has to see how bad do you want it? How committed are you to it? And are your motives pure? And if we can be real women, that first time I tried to buy my way into a room, into a table, guess what happened? The pandemic. God was like, if you don't go sit down, no. You didn't ask me first. You did what you wanted to do, as many of us do. Then you come pray, God, can you seek me first? Don't rush to do nothing. Seek me, and I would have told you that was a bad deal. $2,500, y'all. I just want you to know. I got my money back. I'm from Chicago. Do your research. I did get my money back, But it took a whole year. It took a whole year, and God really showing me that was a you thing, not a me thing. I got spanked, and then he dealt with me. He gave me the vision for my conference, build this. I wrote it down, I shut the notebook. That's too big. I was like, get somebody else to do that. I just want to show up.
Girl, listen, when we see you on Good Morning America or wherever
I just want to show
you
up.
get ready to go, we're
Whew.
going to remember this moment right here
Yeah.
and your story and how bold, innovative, and genuine. Can I put an emphasis on the G? Because
Yeah.
the big G making you
Big
real
woo,
genuine in this space. And
the
the
truth.
transparency.
The
Yes.
truth. And that's I just tell everybody, can we tell the truth? Because we
Yeah.
can eliminate, if we tell the truth and I know, okay, when I come into this, it might take me a couple of months to get a client. If I come into this and I'm honest with you, the first 3 years, the IRS deems it as a business being a loss, right?
They do. They
Because
do.
you
They look at
have
it as a hobby.
to learn, right, what expenses and income is to make a profit. And so when you tell people the truth, they know what to expect. But when I don't know the truth, and that was what threw me off, like, y'all make it seem like, the internet, you get your LLC, you get your G-Wagon, you get $100,000. That's the package.
Come on.
Right? And it's like, no, baby, that's not how that works. And so I tell people all the time, tell the truth. Even I'm a full-time entrepreneur now. Tell the truth. Did you take your 401k? Did you not? Did you do this? Line it up so that when people are making these choices and decisions, they got the full story.
Exactly.
Right? Because then they feel like they're failures. And then
They
they feel
do.
like I don't do word play.
Right.
My daughter is a coach now too. And so we were talking, and y'all know when you win scholarships for a college, you see a lot of the kids, like, they got 1.7 million in scholarships, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not to the one school they're going to.
Come
They're
on.
accumulating all of the acceptances that they have, right? And I'm gonna go here, y'all. They
Come
are
on.
in the schools of Oregon, Mississippi. We ain't never heard of that.
Come on.
Nobody's going there. And they showing, oh, this school gave me this and this school gave me that. And so the kids that are deciding to go to one school and they only get 10,000, they're thinking something's wrong with them because this kid got 1.8 million, but that's not the okay. So all the wordplay, I get it. I know it's business, but we have to, if we're really going to help one another, we have to be honest and transparent. And so I tell all the coaches, they should be able to do what I did in less time, because you don't have to make the same mistakes.
Exactly.
You don't have to make the same mistakes. So they come out swinging harder. They pitch themselves better. They have a better start than I did because you have the truth.
Come on.
That's all we want is just give me the truth. Don't take people's options away.
No.
Right? I might not want to do this if I know I'm gonna have to invest at this level, I'm gonna have to show up at this level, and it's gonna take some time.
Exactly.
I might be like, no thanks. And
Right.
that's okay.
Right.
But if you tell me start the LLC and you're gonna get 100K in the G-Wagon, baby,
Right.
LLC done. What's next? How do
Exactly. Let's go.
I pick up the 100 G?
Right. I got my bank account ready. Let's go.
Ready. Yeah. So let's
Oh, that's so good.
work on that. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
We have to. And especially as female founders and as women, because women are more relational, right? We are keen on building relationships when we're healed.
Mm-hmm.
We have that space in our hearts. But if we hold back, then those who are called to be our offspring or our mentees or whatever it is God has called us to bless them to be in our lives and us to them, they can get hung up. They can get stuck, and their brands can become a thing of the past or never have been. So it's necessary. It is necessary.
Come on.
And I thank God for you, sis. This has been amazing. Off script, let me tell you, the first, I don't mind admitting it, you the first sister that I've interviewed, and it's been totally off script.
I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm not, okay?
And it's been amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
And I'm just excited for where you're going, where God has his daughters going at this time in the earth. And it is going to be a phenomenal conference. Share a little bit about your conference with us.
Oh, man. So we are in the stretch. We are 23 days away today. So by the time y'all hear this, we might be closer. But the Empower You conference. So being a coach, being in this space, everything that I do is about accountability and you owning what you do. That also is so that no one makes an idol out of myself, the business, the speakers, and those that are there. It is God. So it is God and you. You're in relationship and you have to pick and choose where you're going to be. So the Empower You conference is about you taking authority over your life and business for that next level. And so we gear it towards startup entrepreneurs, those that have started or want to start and haven't reached $50,000 in revenue in their business. Because I have reached that, I have superseded that. I can help teach that and have the proper tools and the resources there for you, that what you need to implement in your business and, of course, in your life to get there. This is built on God's word, his vision, and prayer. So you have to prepare yourself to go up in the spirit, because that's what we do first to ensure that everything is in alignment. We have been in the same space now for 3 years, thanks to my mother. After the first year, I was like, find a new space. And she was like, why? You've covered the ground. The spirit is there. Why would you keep moving where you have already toiled? And so we've stayed there. This will be our 3rd year there. So last year we literally left with the glory cloud in the room. And so I know it will meet us there again. But we're going to be tapping into your prayer life, your mental health, branding. I told y'all how I came out in business. So it is important that we know it, because we don't know what we don't know. And we don't know what to ask what we don't know. We're going to be tapping into grants in SEO. I've won over $20,000 in grants for my business. I have a grant expert coming in, and she is 23 years old, y'all. She's a scholarship and a grant expert, a 23-year-old full-time entrepreneur. Again, never seeing this for herself. So it's not just women, of certain ages teaching. It is those that are moving in their lane and who God has called. We're going to learn about website SEO this year. How, for those of you that don't want to be online as much, how do you make the website work? And then, of course, finance is big for me. Us not knowing our numbers is where we are doing a disservice in business. So we're going to tap into those finances and just a well-rounded pretty much meal for you in business. You're going to get a free headshot, because it's important. I'm big on those personal headshots, okay? Those professional headshots. Because again, how are you presenting yourself in business? And you don't know what you don't know. So you're going to have a professional headshot. We're going to have breakfast. We're going to have lunch. We're going to have snacks. It's just going to be a full day. It is really an experience from beginning to end. And if you know you need to be around women, entrepreneurs need other entrepreneurs. I say it all the time. Don't go cut off your best friends, mom, dad, and all them. But you need people to understand the lane that you're in. You need those that can help push you. You need those that have the insight that, oh my God, I just didn't know that. And this is how I could do it. And you need people, because also, y'all, we have to learn, you're not supposed to do everything yourself. Okay. I am big on, can you do it? Yes. But should you? Does it get the best out of you? So find the connections you need so that you can hire the right people to do things. All right. And I'm all about people having tiers, and so things can reach your budget, but that's how you'll move faster. Okay. So the Empower You Conference is Saturday, September 21st in Nashville, Tennessee. As of today, we have 9 tickets left, and then we'll be closing. It is a more intimate space. We do 40 women max, because it is a working conference. You bring your laptop or your iPad. Everything is a workshop. We have questions. You're going to be doing some stuff on site. So if you don't like to post on social media, oops, I'm sorry. You will be posting that weekend. So we'll be doing a lot of interactive activities as well. And then we have it to where you can ask questions. We move the mic around. It's like hotspot coaching. So it is a very interactive experience and conference. And like I said, this is our 3rd year. Next year, we're going to be switching up some things. So I'm not one of those people like, get in the room this year, you can't get in. We're going to do some things different next year. So if you want to experience what it is today, I would say get in the room. And I hope to see somebody that is listening to this in the room.
It's amazing. Absolutely phenomenal what you're doing, the work that's in your hands, girl. I just applaud you and I honor you. Honor God first and foremost for the divine connection, right?
Yeah.
Years ago. It's been about what, 4 or 5 years since we got on
It
Instagram.
might have been a full 5.
Yeah,
And it's that for me, the divine connections. I
yeah,
don't get to know you and meet you if I don't move in what he said do.
exactly.
Yeah. That just,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm coming to you because I'm coming to North Carolina. I gotta get to the liners, okay? I
come
got
on here. Come on to the
never been.
Carolinas.
Yes. Never been.
We would love to have you. And I'm looking forward to being in the room next year at your conference because I'm not gonna come to be up in there giving nobody else nothing except for a sisterly hug and love. But I want to be poured into by all that
Mm,
God is doing through you and those that are surrounding you at this time of your life. And I'm excited about the new things that are going to unfold next year.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, we going higher.
yeah,
Yes, it's yeah.
yes.
It's time to accept some of the things you were saying prior to the call. So it's time
Mm-mm.
to get in position and
Yes.
some
I
things.
celebrate you, sis, and I celebrate all that is going on at the Greater Me Consulting.
Thank
All
you.
of the coaches, I celebrate those beautiful women as well and all that are to come. And so, sis, I just want to end here by you giving a word of encouragement. You've poured out a lot, but I'm
Mm,
going to get this one last word from you to female founders who are feeling like, they're inadequate or what they've been through, they can't come out on the scenes. They can't build a big brand. What would you say to them?
okay. I'm gonna start, of course, first. As my grandmother would say, where there is life, there is hope. And as long as you wake up and you have breath in your body, you have something to do. I would say take off the limits and take off also these parameters of, while we look to others for inspiration and we should, right? Mark the perfect man and these things, but be open to God doing a new thing in you. Be open to it not looking like what everybody else is doing and not sounding like what everybody else sounds like. And the process may not be what theirs is, trust in that still voice. You know what God has told you to do. And I will even challenge you in the sense of what is happening is what God has told you to do, man and woman, those around you don't agree. So you're second guessing. And that's how God works. He will make sure that will you do it when I say it, when it looks crazy, when it sounds crazy, when it looks like there's no way. You have to trust God and you have to trust him in you. And so a lot of the biggest moves I've made when God said to do something, others, and because we share, you might have people that you're looking to, but nobody is God. All right. So even when they don't confirm it or stamp it, that is God trying to see, do you trust me or do you trust man or woman? Okay. And so I'm going to tell you that your yes, it doesn't come with all roses and bubbles. It's going to come with hard work. It's going to come with some tears at times. But God is saying in this season that if you trust and believe in me, I'm going to do the very thing I said I would do. So as I tell everybody, go and find that scripture that you're going to stand on. Okay, you have to know that word that you're going to stand on, and no matter what, because we know that God is not a man that he should lie, nor the son of man that he should repent. If he said it, it is so. And so if you build your business on his word, it won't fall apart. So go find whatever scripture God is telling you. The greater me consulting, I didn't even understand, but it is greater that is he that is within me than he that is within the world. This business is built on God's word. But my favorite scripture is trust in him always. Okay. Trust in him always. And so when I put those together, I can't fail. If I'm trusting in him and greater is he that's within me, that means God is in you. So if you fail, that means he has to fail and he can't fail. So never, he won't ever fail. So to that lady, to that woman, to my sister, get in position, get moving, invest in the right places. Okay, invest at the level that you can invest in. Don't spend your rent, don't spend your mortgage, don't spend your car note, don't put yourself in those positions. That's not how God works. Invest, connect where you can. When you can't invest financially, I will say this: learn to barter. Okay, it's not always a financial, but find someone. If you can't afford their price, ask them what you can do for them, because people do need help and people will pour into you. All right. But don't put it down. Don't put it down. It is the thing that you were created to do. Get back to it, get moving in it day by day. That is the word. And a lot of times we're focused on what it say. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow has enough troubles of its own. Day by day living. That's it. Yep.
and so rich and powerful for that female founder, those female founders who needed to hear that. And that is a charge to them. So I want to see all of y'all going forward. And I want to see some testimonials coming in for
Yes.
what our sister, Coach Jas, master life coach, Coach
Yes.
Jas, just gave
Mhm.
us. And so, Jas, this was so, so good. I thank you for being a special guest
You for having me, sis.
today.
Thank you. This was
Oh, this is
truly amazing. Truly. And I just thank you for reaching out, for inviting me. And I
yes.
look forward to much more. I won't even say many more, much more in our
Amen. I
yes.
do as well, sis. And so, sis, how can the ladies and even some of the men, if they want to know what's going on, they might want to come on over and have a question. How can they connect with you online?
My fellas, so I am on all platforms. What am I on?
IG, you the IG queen
Instagram,
now.
yeah, I am. I'm the Instagram. That's my preferred platform. Okay, Instagram. But I dibble over in TikTok. I don't really know that. But and I
Okay.
am on Facebook too. But the Greater Me Consulting. So you can find
Yeah.
me, the Greater Me Consulting, on any platform. And then my name is Jasmine Stokes on the personal side on Facebook. But the website is the Greater Me Consulting. LinkedIn is the Greater Me Consulting. So you can find me on that platform. You can always reach out, email me. I respond to my own emails and my DMs. Okay. And if I am that person to connect with you and to help you move forward, I would be happy to see how I can assist you. So that is how they can connect with me.
Amazing. Get connected with Coach Jas, female founders. This has been an inspiring, impactful,
Yes.
and such a powerful episode. And we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Stay tuned.
All right. Thank you. See y'all later.